The village of Dwani thrived under the golden sun, its people proud and strong, their traditions deeply rooted. But within its walls lived a girl who did not belong. Nia was beautiful, striking even, with high cheekbones, full lips, and a figure that turned heads. But her skin, pale as the moon, set her apart. Born an albino among a people of deep, rich tones, she was an outcast before she could speak. Her sisters, Jaya and Tisha, were admired, their suitors lining up with gifts and promises. Jaya, draped in emerald green, a plaited hair cascading down her back, was graceful and sharp-witted. Tisha, in crimson, her beauty fierce, carried herself like a queen. But Nia? Nia was the girl men avoided. Whispers followed her like a curse. A spirit child, some murmured. She would bring misfortune, others warned. Even when she smiled, when she laughed, when she proved herself stronger, smarter, still, the men turned away. And then came Kofi, tall, broad-shouldered, and the pride of the village. Kofi had once looked at Nia differently. He had admired her, perhaps even loved her. But under pressure from the elders, he chose Tisha instead. That night, as the wedding drums beat for her sister, Nia stood in the shadows, unseen, unwanted. Something inside her cracked. She would no longer beg for acceptance. She would take what was hers. The morning after the wedding, news swept through the village. Chief Olumo was dead. Poisoned in the night, fear rippled through the people. The elders scrambled to choose a new ruler. But before they could act, a shocking declaration was made. Nia stood before them, her blue robes flowing like the river, her braided hair crowned with gold. "The spirits have spoken," she said, her voice unwavering. "I am to be queen." Laughter erupted, followed by outrage. But before anyone could protest further, warriors emerged from the shadows, warriors loyal to Nia. Jaya and Tisha watched in stunned silence. Kofi's jaw tightened. The elders hesitated. One by one, the villagers knelt. By nightfall, Nia was queen. Her rule was swift and merciless. Those who had laughed at her begged for mercy. The men who had rejected her sought her favor, but Nia did not forget. Jaya and Tisha, once the village darlings, found themselves in their sister's shadow. They had mocked her, pitied her, but now they bowed. Kofi, a former love, watched her rise, regret flickering in his dark eyes. He had chosen the wrong sister. Malik, the cunning and ruthless advisor who had helped Nia seize power, whispered in her ear. "A queen is never truly safe," he warned. "Even those closest to you may turn." He was right. Abeni, the elder priestess, had uncovered a plot. Jaya and Tisha, furious at their diminished status, had conspired against Nia. They had sought to overthrow their own sister. Fury burned in Nia's veins. Summoning the council, she made her decree. "You would have cast me aside," she said, voice steady. "Now, I cast you aside." By sunrise, her sisters were gone, banished to the outskirts of the kingdom, stripped of their titles. Kofi too suffered his fate. "You betrayed me once," she said. "I will not allow you to do it again." He was sent away, his name erased from history. Nia ruled alone. For months, she thrived. The village flourished under her reign. Her name inspired fear, respect, awe, but whispers remained. A queen must have a king. She ignored them, until one evening, by the river, a voice she had banished spoke once more. "You look troubled, my queen." She turned, eyes burning with old wounds. "You dare return?" Kofi lowered his head. "I was a coward. I did not deserve you then." Nia's heart pounded. "And what makes you think you deserve me now?" Kofi knelt before her. "Because I am not here to take power. I am here to stand by your side, if you will have me." Silence stretched between them. Could she trust him? Did she even want to? The wind whispered through the trees. Finally she spoke. "You will not rule me." Kofi looked up. "I never could." A slow smile tugged at her lips. "Then rise." Their wedding was unlike any the village had seen. Not a meek bride, not a submissive queen. Nia stood tall, draped in gold and blue, a crown of fire lilies in her hair. Jaya and Tisha, humbled and changed, returned to stand by her side. Malik watched from the shadows, ever the advisor, ever waiting. And Kofi stood before her, a man who had once betrayed, now redeemed. As they clasped hands, Nia whispered, "Betray me again, and there will be no mercy." Kofi smirked. "I would never be so foolish." The drums thundered, the fire roared, and the outcast turned queen. The girl once rejected became the legend that would never be forgotten.